Hello and welcome back to another Talking Tale video. In today's one, we're going to be looking at the brand new, the TMNT, The Amazing Adventures omnibus. And yeah, this is a little surprise thing which I didn't know was coming out today, despite me doing the video about going off over all the comic books that are coming out this month. So I'm quite surprised to see this show up at my doorstep. And I'd like to say that this is not a promotion or anything, but yeah, so this is the side of the book, and we'll be taking a look at it as well. So yeah, we're going to be taking a little look at the description, which yeah you can read on the back. And yeah, so this one there's quite a lot, which I was really surprised at, because with most TMNT books they normally collect either like a few issues or quite a lot, but either like very pricey or somewhere in between. But this one is very affordable, and you do get a lot of stuff for what you're paying for. Now this book was, for me, it was about £13 pounds, so I'm guessing that's about going to be about $15 or $16, but I'm not too sure about that. So I guess you had to go and see like a local comic book store or library or something like that. I'm not too sure where I can get this book really, but yeah. So this book does contain a lot, and for like a small price, I was really surprised by this, because because in this book again, all 14 issues, all the Amazing Adventure stuff, and also the Robot Mutanimals miniseries as well, which is honestly really great for your money, compared to something which we'll be going over later in the video, is the Rise of TMNT book, which collects about like 8 issues, but of course about the same. So yeah, work the math out there. So it's like very interesting with how many issues you do get in this one. And also this book, something which I was quite curious with was seeing how this can be formatting the stories. Just because with the main story, they were like part 1 and part 2 and stuff like that, and then had like a backup story, and I was quite curious to see if it would be like split up into different parts, or if it would just be like shown off as just like one big part, or something along those kind of lines. And to my surprise, it was just like shown off as like one big part, and then had the backup stories later, which was quite nice. And also with this book, something which I was quite curious about, because sometimes you do get like what I'm trying to say, sometimes you do get like special features in the book, sometimes like special, like new art, or you get like concept art or stuff like that. In this one, you don't get anything like that. You do get the covers for this series without the text, which is quite nice. And yeah, there's that story there. Oh boy, I'm very surprised they are reprinting that one. The artwork, oh god, there's some very questionable artwork in this story. Despite this book having like multiple artists in this book, it is surprising with some of the artwork for this one. And yeah, maybe it might have been best if they didn't print some of this stuff. That's all I'm going to say about some of the stories. Not all of them are bad, it's just that select few. So yeah, so this bit which we're looking at right now, this is issue 3 and 4, which is the origins of how the Mutanimals met, which is like quite nice. And I will have to say that this book does give you like a quite nice variety of different stories within this one, because you get stuff from because it is like quite surprising, because you do get like stuff how Mutanimals met, and then you go on to see Leonardo having tea time with little girl again. It's like a nice variety of different stories, and nothing which boils down to being set in like one specific timeline, or no. So what I mean is it's not really has one ongoing story. There's all little short stories, which is really nice and stuff like that. And also have to say that if you are a big fan of 2012 show, then you're really gonna enjoy this, just because even though it's not the exact same as the show, it's close enough. And if you love these turtles, it's probably going to be the best you're going to get, because yeah, I mean, it does the job. It does a really great job of just setting things up for the show and stuff like that, and also just doing more stories within this universe with fun stuff. Here's a little close up from the book if you want to see more of the art style and stuff like that. But these stories have been out for quite a while, so I feel like you probably would have gotten at least a little chance to see some of the art style. So yeah, and then even with some of the characters, I was flicking through this through this book, and I was quite surprised with some of the characters that did actually appear in this comic. just because there's like stories with like the Punk Frogs, we see it now. We've also got stories dealing with Malekith. We got stuff with we've got Renette in here. The Dream Breathers have a little cameo. There's all like fun little characters which I don't think people are really expecting, but I think they want to show up, be like, oh yeah, so here's a page right now where you get to see Renette, Malekith, and Dream Breathers. And also, like a nice, I'd say, like, just the Miss Animals a lot of good justice in this series compared to what they did in the actual show itself. And yeah, there's not so much I can really say about it. It's just a nice little book and stuff like that, which is just honestly just so great. And yeah, I mean, like, yeah, so like, I mean, you can see here, we've got the what was it the bird called? The Shimogorath or something like that. Like a nice unexpected surprise, and it was just like so fun to see. And yeah, just again, not too much I can really say about it. It's just like a nice little fun surprise, and the fact that he does show up like quite a few more times in the story is even more surprising. So yeah, now this bit here is for the actual final story, which I won't lie, is a little disappointing considering that this is supposed to be the final story for this series, and it's not very good. But yeah. So this bit was a little backup to that story. This was another backup story with Renette, which is a really great story. Was one of the better ones, I would have to say, when Mikey goes back in time to make himself laugh. Yeah, and then this bit here was the robot Mutanimal stuff, which this bit here was I'm a little struggling with trying to actually find the page to actually hold still, because, well, it's very thin at the end, and yeah, so it's like quite nice. What do I have here? Okay, a bit more of the robot Mutanimal stuff. Ooh, what's this? Okay, yeah, so this is a nice double page spread. All the mutant animals hanging out with the turtles. It is really cool. It's annoying with the fold in between, because you know you're losing art. And then what do we have here? Oh, the final page. Yeah. And then this is what I was saying with like the backup bit where we've got to see like the covers, which is like really nice, and just like seeing them in like the full HD cover, like process and all that, and without any of the text. It looks so great. The only problem is it is a little bit smaller than what I would have preferred, but it'll do for now, I suppose. So yeah, it's nice enough. So yeah, but either way, like some of this art stuff is like really nice. Like probably some of the best toy stuff we've got so far. So yeah, that was the book overall. And I'd say that overall it's like a really great one. So yeah, so if you're looking at it now, you're probably seeing that it does look on the smaller side. So I'm going to bring in the Rise of Timothy Complete Adventures. Well, not so complete adventures. So yeah, hopefully you can see like right now like how like basically like the same size. So if you have the Rise of Timothy Complete Adventure stuff, and I feel like you already know what to expect with the size, which is a little bit disappointing, but I do think that if you're like going to school, something along those kind of lines, or just going out in public or something, then this is a really great size to read. But I do think that it possibly could have been better, because I do feel as though that maybe some of the art, like the art is maybe a little too small, and then even with the text, it can be a little hard to read at sometimes. I just think that it's a little bit on the small side, but I do think that had this one been a little bit larger, then it might not be as bad. But I think that overall, for the price and the size and everything they get within this one, it's a really great one. So I'd just say that if you're looking for more Timothy 2012 stuff, then this is definitely the book for you. And yeah, go and get it. So yeah, that's it for today, guys. If there's some, please share, subscribe, and stuff. Goodbye, yo, bye.